Hello my fellow gamers and welcome to this guide on how to start with the Amazon Queens, Hippolyta and Penthesilea in the new DLC for A Total War Saga Troy, which is coming out on the 24th of September and will be free to claim until the 8th of October. Detailed instructions on how to claim your key are in the description below, as well as links to my previous battle and campaign tutorials about this game. Firstly, we are going to go over the first few turns with Hippolyta, the Queen of Amazons, and then in the second part of the video, we are going to play the first few turns with the Amazon hordes of Penthesilea, which is the first horde faction in this game. Hippolyta starts in the southeastern part of the map, and her starting units are the renowned Amazon archers, medium sword infantry, spear and shield infantry called the Initiates, a squad of Amazon chargers, and horsewomen. Medium cavalry, which is an awesome addition to the stale and slow beginning battles, as you can now make quick attacks and get behind the enemy lines using these fast units. The first battle you get into is a smash and hit because of these units. You do not have to spend time recruiting more units, as you can rout the enemy army without issues using simple battle tactics such as forcing a main infantry blob, using free units to flank and attack in the rear, and using your horsewomen to attack the enemy range units. Then it is time to get some replacements and recruit new units for the coming conquests. To save yourself some time, you can encamp your army at the border and be ready to strike as soon as you finish recruiting. The Troy faction and its sons are a good friend to Amazons, and you can ask them and your fellow queen for gifts of food, wood and bronze, and gather some free resources for the construction projects you will be starting very soon. I have talked about how you trade and barter in this game a lot in my previous videos, and I will leave a link to the playlist of those videos up here on the right. Making an offering to the god Ares is a good choice here, because you will want to recruit as many units as possible during each turn, and being a devout follower of his cult, you will be able to increase the maximum number of units you can train each turn by 1. The additional bonus is that he will also boost the morale of your sword units, which are your best frontline units at this point. With all of these new units, you can outnumber the enemy army and the garrison at the first unwalled settlement you can attack, and once again put your horsewomen to great use. What you should remember is that to upgrade the Amazon units to their better versions, you have to earn promotions with them in battles. Those promotions are awarded to units which deal a lot of damage and do many kills. So to get the most out of this system, you want to rout the enemy army, and then instead of clicking the claim victory button, keep chasing down enemy units and taking them down as they flee. This means that the horsewomen and Amazon chargers will have the easiest time gathering promotions, as they can chase down and kill the most enemy fleeing units. But taking down a fleeing enemy hero is also going to get a unit a lot of XP points, so you can use your slower medium infantry like the Amazon swordswomen and get that XP boost from an important kill. This is all part of the new gameplay mechanic called Initiation Rites, and it is unique to the Amazon factions. Do note, however, that there is an additional requirement for leveling up these units and upgrading these basic ones to their more advanced versions, and those are the unit training buildings in your cities. Another mechanic that directly connects to this one are the Amazon treasures, which you gain at a steady rate when you capture a settlement which is the source of them. There is a symbol right next to the settlement's name showing you this. These treasures let you unlock special Amazon Kingdom perks, which all have unique effects. The first one will let you use veteran tutelage option in the army menu, allowing you to spend a certain amount of Amazon treasure to level up a unit. This way you can speed up the unit's training and prepare it to be upgraded to a more advanced version. Since unlocking these milestones and perks requires resources as well as treasures, you'll be learning what other perks you can get only later in the campaign when you amass the required wealth to unlock them. I won't spoil them for you here. Now it is time to take over the main settlement of this province and make it ours. I have already made a detailed video about how to successfully win in siege battles of walled settlements, so I will link it up here and in the description below, and use one of my best strategies from that tutorial to win the siege battle. My army is going to be split up into 3 parts, but only one is the actual attack force. The other 2 are diversionary forces, which will draw away the settlement's defenders away from the place of my main attack, leaving the walls unmanned and easy to take over. My main force will remain hidden in the forest opposite the gate I mean to capture, and coupled with the diversionary forces, this achieves the desired result. Not only do I avoid damage from the towers by sending in 1 unit and a hero to take the gates, but the enemy army is also broken up and fragmented all over the map. This makes the enemy's army easy to rout and defeat, and also makes it easy to capture the victory point and force the enemy units to come to me in small groups rather than for me to be chasing them down all over the settlement. A good plan, great execution, and an easy but costly victory.
Victory is close enough to taste.
Now it is time to retrain my forces and prepare another offensive. The building called Herbalist House is of a great use in healing up wounded and replenishing the units, but it also provides growth to the province, happiness, and even Amazon treasures. Hippolyta's prowess in combat is with her bow, and many of her upgrades allow her to be even more powerful and deal more damage alongside her units. But there are also upgrades which allow for more buffs to her kingdom and even more Amazon treasures. In the Amazon DLC, you do not have to conquer all neighboring factions at once. Besides the fact that you would miss out on some great backstabbing of allies in the future, this would also stop you from having secure borders while you do not have enough armies to fight on multiple fronts. Making allies out of the Ephasos faction is a good move at the start of a new game. They will even come to help you to battle your northern neighbors, but you should watch out that you don't let them cut you off from future conquests by capturing settlements before you do. Save often. Save scumming is not an option, but a way to play in Total War. Now we come to the conclusion of this part of the tutorial about Hippolyta's start. The Maeonians have both an army and a garrison station in their settlement, and they have us outnumbered but with low quality units. This lets us do one of my favorite campaign tactics when attacking a stronger opponent in an open settlement. I first start a siege, but leave my army there and not attack. Because the enemy has more units and a mobile army, he will eventually come out of the settlement and attack my sieging force in an attempt to break the siege and free his army. This means I do not have to send my units into the meat grinder called narrow settlement streets, where there isn't enough space to implement any tactics or strike the enemies from the flanks or rear, especially with large armies like this. Now that the enemy has come out to fight me head on, I can choose the terrain and the place for this battle which suits my army composition the best. It is another bloody battle, but Amazons show their ferocity and are buffed with bonuses from their hero and the favor of god Ares, and this wins them another major battle. This is going to leave the defenders at a minimum of units, and even an auto-resolve can win this battle with very few losses. If you have been closely following this guide up to now, I think you will have no trouble getting your own Amazon kingdom up and running. And if you have been enjoying this video, please do not mind me reminding you to hit that like button below and even subscribe to see more such videos in the future. It is time to bring on the Horde! Penthesilea is the second Amazon queen of this DLC, and her gameplay is quite different, but just as much if not even more fun. With her, you start off at the far northeast of the map and with no settlements, as this is a Horde faction, the first for Troy. You get the queen, her units, and you bring the rest of your faction with you wherever your army goes. Her starting units are Spear and Shield Initiates, Stygonors, Two-Handed Spear Infantry, Stone Slingers, Hunter's Javelin Infantry, Labris Infantry, the Two-Handed Axe Infantry, and the Horsewomen, which are your advantage in the first battle you will fight against the nation which province you have invaded. Penthesilea is a melee warrior with a spear and a shield, which buffs units with charge speed and regular speed. You can take down a lot of enemy infantry with her, and even enemy heroes. As I mentioned, you can use the Horsewomen unit to achieve an easy victory in this first battle, as you can inflict major morale penalties on the enemy units with rear attack charges one unit after the next, possibly setting a record for the time in which the first battle in the campaign can be won in Troy. Although Achilles' first battle, when executed flawlessly, might just come close, as you can watch in my walkthrough of that battle if you are interested, link is up here and below. But back to the Amazons, where you should use the same tactics to run down fleeing enemy units as I laid out in the beginning of this video, to rank up your units and get the requirements to upgrade them to better unit versions. For the next battle, which is an open settlement siege, I would advise not wasting a turn in a siege, but attack head on, as you are a Horde faction and you need to be on the move to grow. The combined forces of the settlement garrison and the enemy's faction's army might look daunting to attack in such a manner, but with good tactics and a smart battle plan, even that can be overcome. The enemy army has a ranged hero and units with higher range, so I plan my attack to utilize the forest on the right of the battlefield and benefit from the 40% range attack reduction. My units do really well in the skirmish, while the horsewomen use their powerful charge to stop exposed units in their tracks and deal considerable damage both in men and morale. A second charge and a prolonged fight even routs the enemy units. This is enough to make the enemy attack my position in an uncoordinated attack, and while my horsewomen keep almost half of the enemy army engaged at the rear, my army comes out of the forest and makes a series of sweeping attacks on the enemy's infantry blob, which guarantees the victory in this battle. My hero, the Amazon Queen Penthesilea, met her match in single combat and took a lot of damage, but routing the enemy army is what wins battles in Total War. Now, the choice between raising and enslaving, and raising and killing everyone in the settlement, might look easy as enslavement grows your horde and provides more resources, but you should keep in mind that battle glory is tied into the main horde mechanic of this faction. The higher the battle glory, the more buffs your entire faction receives, and you can use the blood oaths to summon powerful bloodsworn units. To keep the battle glory meter high and unlock these blood oaths, you have to use the encampment option often, as it provides 30 battle glory each turn. But as you have no true resource production, besides what you get from your default faction and royal decrees, staying still on the campaign map and in the encamp mode will cost you dearly. So try to both build new structures for your horde and recruit new units at the same time each time you set up an encampment. Growing the horde should be your focus, and this is why raising and enslaving settlements is a good choice early on, as this gets you more settlement slots and allows you to recruit more units at the same time. But as you grow in power and amass more resources, you will want to start raising settlements and killing everyone to boost your battle glory and unlock more campaign buffs and options. Each new battle will see you fight with more and more units and a larger and larger horde. You will even be able to recruit giants, and that will be the time to split your horde into more armies as you gain additional heroes. Each one of these battles is life and death for the horde, and Penthesilea's battle prowess will increase exponentially with her level ups, but your upgrades can also benefit your other units should you choose to go down that path. Once again, the cult of God Ares is a good choice for you, as his favor buffs the exact unit types you use, but the campaign progress will also let you get a major bonus in a standing with another god cult. At this point, the enemy factions will start allying in an effort to stop your horde, so expect stiff resistance and many armies to be sent your way. This will slow you down on the path of destruction, unless you branch out to have multiple armies at your disposal. But be careful, as unseen enemy armies can catch you unprepared, and you will find it hard to fight at half strength. This is all I wanted to show off in this tutorial, walkthrough guide, whatever you choose to call it, and I hope it will be of great help to you as you start your own conquests with the Amazon Queens. Thank you for watching, and I wish you all success in your Total Wars.